lead group there. He's kind of on his own, and the second group has gathered in the 6 and the 91. A little contact. Ken looked like he was taking some evasive action to avoid Sean, and got the back end a little loose. Slid up and collected Mark at the same time, but not a lot of heavy contact by any means. In fact, Ken just kind of glanced off the wall with the rear quarter and got straight and got quickly back up to speed. And you can see he has stretched that gap with Mark as they were together when that happened. He has now stretched that out. We'll see if Mark's car has been hurt by that, and maybe that's the reason that he can't keep up, and maybe Ken's car not as badly hurt. You see the 44 of Mark Favorite and the 30 of Mike Guidry right behind the 6 car there. Side-by-side action. Caution is out. Caution is out. Let's quickly scrolling through the field. I don't see anything that's obvious. We are watching that second pack, so we have to assume it happened further back. Let's take a look here. The 72 got a little loose, and the back end came around, and then the front end hit. No one else seemed to be involved there. As we look through, you see everyone safely getting by. But that was enough to bring the caution out. So we're under our, I believe, our 7th caution now, possibly 8th. Let's go back live here with the pace car. Pit stops underway. Robert Bokum coming out. Sean Johnson, Matt Watkins, 54, 91 also back out. 29's out. There we see 44. So all our leaders in and out. So the 6 car Mark Descenza now coming out. There's probably some damage that he had repaired. And the 99 of Boss Marguson still in the pits. There's also again looked like some attention being paid to that car. Doug Palmer right in front of the pace car here. Let's check out the standings. We see he is our leader. You see the speed went up from 84 to 99 with that little run. We're at lap 60 of 200. So still 140 laps remaining. Still plenty of racing left to go here. Lights still on the pace car. Dog is our leader. Let's see if he peels off and gets service, or is he going to stay out and lead laps. So 108 making a strategic move here at lap 60. And it's paid with some laps led and a bonus point being given to the 108 car for leading a lap. So if you're points racing, a bonus point is good. And you see he has peeled off, giving the lead back to the 18 car. So we got Robert Bokum, our leader, Sean Johnson second, Matt Watkins third. 43 car showing up now in fourth. Looks like the 43 also got service. So lights out, Robert Bokum, our leader. We see our top 6, 7, 8 cars. Robert Bokum on our left. Ken Shea there in the big car. Jeff Hale right behind him. Mark Favorite right behind Jeff. All have fresh tires, full of fuel. So all these cars should be in raceable condition. We'll see the pace car again make that hard left turn. And Robert Bocum will lead us down. He's had many a restart so far tonight. And again, he leads the field down, and we're back under green here. Boston International, FSB Racing here in the Aero 88 Series. Friday nights. Glad you can join us. Robert Bocum is our leader. Sean Johnson trying to hold off that charging Matt Watkins. Matt to the inside of Sean there. Bill Yarbrough watching. They go side by side as they cross the start-finish line. But Matt Watkins with the preferred line, and he'll take that second position. Sean Johnson back to third. Bill Yarbrough third. We see Ken Shea making a move on the 54 of Bill Yarbrough. So Ken bouncing back from that little slide there. He's closing in on our leaders. Sean Johnson third. There we see Matt Watkins making an inside move for the lead, and he will take that away from Robert Bocum, who's up a little high there in the gray area. Sean also taking advantage, as is the 91 of Ken Shea. So Robert a little out of shape there. Had to gather it up onto the high side, and he lost 3 positions. Matt Watkins and Sean Johnson and Ken Shea also went by, but now Robert immediately battling Ken to take that position back, and Ken forced high. Let's see if he can hold on to it. He does. And Robert Bocum back to 4th from the lead. Now Bill Yarbrough also pressing him, and you see Robert Bocum a little out of shape again there. So uncharacteristic there of Robert. It looked like got a little high, had to get off the gas a little, lost some momentum, and you got cars streaming by him there. And now we have a battle for the lead between the 5 and the 15, and you can see Sean making a hard move with the wheel there, and he gets right underneath Matt Watkins and just takes the lead from him. Nice move by Sean Johnson, going down low, getting the momentum, drifted back up high, took the position, led that lap as well. So now Sean Johnson is our new leader. Matt Watkins back to 2nd, Ken Shea 3rd. Some great racing here at the front. There we see Robert and Bill Yarbrough, so a top 5, all in the same picture. Jeff Hale trying to claw his way into this top 5. You see a good battle between Matt Watkins and Ken Shea. Riding with Matt Watkins now, trying to see as he chases down our leader, Sean Johnson. Checking some telemetry there. We see Matt's just turned his best lap of the race. Oh, and Matt just blew up, it looks like, folks. Let's see if caution comes out. He's laying down some oil. He's able to safely get it to pit lane. And Matt Watkins, what a bad break for Matt Watkins. And he is out of the race. And man, I mean, did I just jinx him by getting in his car? Sorry, Matt. But that did bring the caution out. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So another caution. Matt Watkins' engine letting go as we rode with him there, and you can see just how quickly it can happen. And we see the headers. Header is the reason. And we see some trouble there at the entrance of pit lane. Bill Yarbrough got turned a little there, so that's going to impact the running order as something happened there. Let's see if we can find Bill. There we see Bill. Let's rewind that real quick here and see what happened with Bill there at the entrance to pit lane. You see that Ken Shea spun the car, and I don't know if that caused some black flags to be doled out, but I think Bill Yarbrough was thinking, I need to get on the binders because I can't pass Ken Shea. 29 and the 44 did pass Ken Shea. So, wow. I'm glad I rewound that. Let me move up here and let's follow. Let's see. Let's follow the 29 car, Jeff Hale here, and see if Jeff gets a black flag for passing onto pit lane there. I don't know if that will happen or not. So we're riding there with Jeff Hale. And let's bring up the running order. We see Jeff is showing in the 5th position right now. Mark Favorite also right ahead of Jeff, also passed Ken Shea. The 54 car of Bill Yarbrough did not pass him. He locked it up and kind of bottlenecked the entrance to pit lane. Most people did stop, but the 44 and 29 did pass and then enter. So we see the 9 and the 99 getting their service done. We'll have to follow the 29 car and see what happens there. Lights are out on the pace car. Robert Bokum, our leader. Sean Johnson second. Mark Favorite showing in 3rd now. And Jeff Hale 4th. So those two, I hope nothing bad happened. They're not showing any signs of any issues. So I hope everything's well. We see Ken Shea is now 5th. Guy Petra right behind him in 6th. So this is lap 73. Pace lights are out, so we'll be going green lap 74. Fuel has not been an issue. Lots of cautions here at Boston International Speedway. Let's see if we can get some green under our belt here. Pace car is off. As I said many a time tonight, Robert Bokum leads them down. And away we go. Well, looks like nothing bad has happened to either of them, so that's good. We see a battle for the lead, though, as teammate takes the lead from teammate. Sean Johnson back in the 1st, Robert Bokum back to 2nd. Mark Favorite 3rd, Jeff Hale 4th, Ken Shea 5th. Now Robert to the inside of Sean Johnson. So teammates swapping the lead here. And as they do that, the other guys have gathered them in. And Mark Favorite right there on the back bumper of Sean Johnson. Sean kind of had to take evasive action there. Mark getting a little close to that apron there, and you don't want to touch that. Some good racing here. See the 91 of Ken Shea on the outside. Jeff Hale in the 3rd. Ken Shea trying to take that 4th position now for Mark Favorite. And looks like he was able to. Still on the outside, though. Battle right behind him now with Guy Petra and Mark Favorite battling for position. So Mark Favorite losing some positions here from the starting of the green flag. Not just fully cleared yet. Still racing on that high side, but you can get some momentum going. And Guy Petra makes a nice move and takes the position from the 44 car. Now the 6 of Mark DeCenzo also getting around the 44. So Mark Favorite struggling right now to keep up with the faster cars, and he's falling behind. And we're looking forward here. We see the 5 of Sean Johnson has stretched out a little lead. 18 of Robert Bokum second. Jeff Hale third. Now Watkins blowing up engine, bringing out our latest caution. Bad luck for Matt. He had a fast car. He led laps. Looked like he was going to be a force to be reckoned with, but the motor had other ideas, went sour, and Matt's out of the race. But right now, Robert Bokum's got his hands full with Jeff Hale and Ken Shea. Sean Johnson is our leader, you see, with a little gap there between him and Robert. And now Jeff making a move on the outside of Robert. That's a tough move to make stick. He has help, though, on the straightaways. Help is from the 91 to 151 as they all go high to try to get around Robert Bokum, who's going low. Let's see teammate, the 6-car Mark Sensen now will be able to get ahead of those guys, and they'll be fine for now. Here we see our leader, Sean Johnson. Jeff Hale slowly gathering them in. Robert Bokum, Ken Shea, Guy Petra, our top 5, all together there. A little further back, we see Mark Favorite and the 6 of Mark DeSenza. So Mark has gathered the car back in and has been able to keep pace with that lead pack. And that's pretty impressive because he did get shuffled back there, but he was able to keep it together, and now he's trying to latch onto the 151 of Guy Petra and get back up into this lead group. The 6 of Mark DeSenza also wants to join the party. Right behind them, the 83 of Steve Weber, 30 of Mike Guidry, 54 of Bill Yarbrough. Bill had that trouble in the pit there, had a little, he locked it up thinking he didn't want to get around, he didn't want to pass on going into the pits there and risk a black flag. Turns out those other guys did not get a black flag, so Bill probably could have done what he ended up doing anyways. But you never know, so things happen like that. We see Dan Francisconi getting a run on the outside of Bill Yarbrough. So Bill had a fast car, and then since that little pit lane snafu, hasn't had the car up to speed yet that we're accustomed to seeing, especially what he had early on in the race. There we see Doug Palmer, who led some laps under caution and ducked back in. Joe Cutt getting by, Ken Hansen going by. Pops and Rick there all had have their issues. 5 of Sean Johnson has an issue. It's the 29 of Jeff Hale, who's making a hard run to the inside. And Jeff is side by side with him. Let's see if Jeff can take the position. Sean battling back hard on the outside. And he is able to fend off the 29 for now. Jeff had a great run there, but man, Sean showing some power in that Bokum Motorsports ride. And because Jeff was unsuccessful, he's opened the door, and now the 18 car trying to get in on the ground floor now on him. And Robert is down low. Ken Shea watching, deciding, where do I go? Where do I go? Looks like Ken is also riding in the tracks of Robert Bokum. But down these straightaways where Sean continuing to watch the battles in his mirror, I'm sure. The 18 and 29 again side by side. So some great action here at the front. 91 and 151 just saying, man, you guys have settled this out so we can know what to do. I'm sure they're watching this and thinking, do I go inside with Robert? Do I go outside with Jeff? They're both fast. They're both gaining ground, it seems like. One lap Jeff seems to be faster. Next lap Robert's faster. Ken Shea, though, just making a decision here. He's gone down low with Robert Bokum. Jeff Hale is still stuck on the outside. But they have caught the 5 of Sean Johnson as well, who is our leader. Jeff now a little bobble there, it looked like. Just a little tiny, teeny bobble. But enough to open up that little gap there and give Ken Shea an opportunity to cut down to the inside. And let's see how they battle side by side for the third position there. Jeff Hale and Ken Shea. We see Robert Bokum and Sean Johnson are 1-2 now. And that's brought along Guy Petra as well. And Sean continuing to do what he needs to do here. Top three. Getting some green flag laps here. That's what we like. We're on lap 94, so closing in on the halfway point of this race now. Robert Bokum making a move to the inside of his teammate. Sean giving him room on the high side. Ken Shea see if he can go with Robert. He's indecisive. He went high, now he's gone low. And Robert will be our leader, it looks like. Sean battling on the outside. But the first two, Robert and Ken Shea, clear Sean. And now Jeff Hale is going to battle Sean for that third position. Sean's able to fend him off, and now he gets a run on Ken. Now Sean down on the inside for the second position. So some great action here, man. Lead changes, side by side, and right at the front. Yeah, these are our leaders of the race, and they're battling. Robert Bokum now trying to stretch out a little lead. Ken Shea second, Sean Johnson third, Jeff Hale fourth, Guy Petra fifth. Those top five have really stayed together, but we can see as they continue to race, they're bringing some other cars into the picture. Most namely, the 30 of Mike Guidry, who was involved early on. But that car's been worked on by his crew, and it's looking good. Mike's right where I think he feels he'd like to be right now. He's closing in on that lead group. He's in sixth, just 1.5 seconds. As you see him cross the line, you see he's holding steady there. So Mike doing a great job. Right behind him, Mark Favorite, Steve Weber, Mark DeSenza, and Bill Yarbrough. And these guys all are, you know, if they want to stay in line here, I think they can make some headway. Guy Petra slipping off of this lead group, but that's also letting Mike Guidry catch a little of that draft from him, and hopefully bring him along as we come back to the top four. We see Robert Bokum still in the lead. Ken Shea continues to ride in his tire tracks in second. Sean Johnson third. Jeff Hale fourth. These four have been really the class of the field since we've gone back green, and they've pulled away from the main group of drivers. And they're all doing it their own way. Robert Bokum's our leader, Ken Shea second. There we see Guy Petra in the background there. Let's take a look back of our top four. We see that Mike Guidry is slowly reeling in Guy Petra for that fifth position. And Mike's doing a great job here. Driving the wheels off the car, trying to get back to this top five. And let's see what happens when that occurs. We might be able to get around Guy Petra and continue on and catch the top four is the question. That would be a very impressive drive by Mike Guidry if he could do that. And I don't doubt that he can. He's a very talented driver. And glad to have him as a teammate, not running against him. We saw Jeff Hale there getting a little out of shape. Let's go back here. We see some time has been lost from the leader. So Jeff Hale in fourth, Sean Johnson solid third, Ken Shea and Robert Bokum 2 and 1. So There we see our top four. Jeff Hale a little off of Sean now. And there we see our 5th place runner, Guy Petra, Mike Guidry, and Steve Weber. Slowly gaining ground on him is the 30 and the 83. And you can see they have another big gap when we go past Steve Weber there. There we see the 30, the 83, and then a big gap back to Mark Favorite and company. Right now, Guy Petra's seeing the 30 car get larger and larger in his mirror. And unfortunately, he's seeing the leaders of the race get smaller and smaller in front of him. So tire wear finally playing a factor here at just past the halfway point, and click off laps quick here. We're on lap 106. So best green flag run of the night. Excuse me. And let's take a quick refresh here of our leaders. We see they're in lap traffic. Robert Bokum continues to lead. 91 of Ken Shea continues to keep in touch with him. Third is Sean Johnson, 99 of Pops Marguson, going down the lap. Now Sean gets a run on the inside of Pops, and he'll take that spot. Of course, Pops not running for position there with Sean. You see Sean in the 3rd position. But you can see it also cost him 0.3 of a second. That's what passing does. It slows you down for better or worse. That's what happens when you pass someone. As we go back, we see Guy Petra, Mike Guidry, and Steve Weber. Mike 4.1 seconds back. Guy Petra 3.5. So what's that? About a 0.6 of a second. Going back to the front, Sean Johnson has slipped off of this lead too. Ken Shea has stuck with Robert Bokum and is shadowing him here as we're on lap 111 of 200. So 89, 90 laps remaining here at Boston International. Robert Bokum on your left part of the screen there, just going off the picture. There he is with that bright white Apple Collision Center hood. Is our leader. Ken Shea in the big 2nd. Ken has done a tremendous job keeping up with the big boys here. Not that that's a surprise. Ken's and coming back from that little slip there where he slid, just got a little loose slid, and him and Mark kind of bumped the wall at the top of the, got into the wall just a bit, but he kept going. Almost didn't even slow down, kept going. I don't know if there was repairs to be made or if it was minor enough that it didn't need a repair, but great job there, keeping your composure, paddling through these cautions, and now he's doing great. Shadowing Robert Bokum here as we complete lap 113 and onto 114. Probably just one stop now. And the 18 just really had the 91 covered. I don't know if they're in a fuel conservation. He's just shadowing them and content to ride there, or if Robert's just doing what needs to be done, and he sees a little speed and he catches up, and he lets them do what they got to do there. We see the 6 car down. The 6 car is showing 2 laps down, so service being done. 29 getting some service done as well. So some stops happening here. Earlier than I expected to see stops, to tell you the truth. But Mark DeSenza definitely did make a stop. And now we're looking and we see Robert Bokum is in the pits. So our leader is in the pits. Looking back here, that's I believe the 30 car Mike Guidry also in the pits. So let's follow Robert down to that final pit stall. Make that turn. So we have green flag stops now. So our first set of green flag stops happening here at Boston International. Robert Bokum getting his service done. There's the other cars joining him. The 30 Mike Guidry, 99 of Pops Marguson in. Mike with a solid run. There we see Robert is out and away. And there we see the 91 of Ken Shea going around Robert. Let's check the running order. Ken Hansen is showing as our leader now, as pit stops are happening in earnest. Let's take a look. Let's go to our pit lane view. That's not a very good view, is it? There we see the entrance to pit road there. We see cars coming down. There we see Ken Hansen a little sideways. No caution, but no contact there either for Ken. So no damage, hopefully, to fix. But Ken's had a long night after that initial contact from getting caught up. You know, not any issue on his part. Nowhere to go, unfortunately. But so let's find Bill Yarbrough. He's our leader. Excuse me. I don't know. He's in the pits, so he's giving up the lead as well. So here comes the 54 car out. That's going to give up the lead to the 29 car, I believe, with Ken Hansen also in. See the 9-108 there. We see the 29, who is our leader. It's in front of Ken Shea. We're trying to find Robert Bokum. Robert Bokum now is in third, 1.6 seconds behind our leader. So let's see. Robert can reel him back in. Of course, Jeff Hale was one of the early pit stop cars. Robert Bokum pitted a little after Jeff Hale, so Robert does have a little fresher rubber. Jeff Hale and Ken Shea. Ken with a great run so far. He's just been glued to the leader, whether that be Robert Bokum and now Jeff Hale. But Ken's been right there in the kitchen. And there we see Robert Bokum, Mark Favorite. He's laps down. There we see Sean Johnson now back in fourth, but also nearly 2 seconds behind the third place car. This is Mark DeSenza. There's the 151 guy Petra. Trying to find that 30 guy, and there's the 30 car. So not the greatest exchange for the 30, who continues to stay a lap down. So he was closing in on the 151 who we see in sixth, but now Mike Guidry showing a lap down, so that's not good. Going back up, we see the 54 Bill Yarbrough. He's our 8th place ride. Joe Cutt. There we see Guy Petra. There we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza. Then back to Sean Johnson. He's trying to get back up. Robert Bokum. And there's our leaders, first and second. 29 on your left, 91 on your in the middle there. 108 car, Doc Palmer going a lap down. So the 29 and 91 trying to run away and hide. We see they've built about a second and a half lead. We are on lap 128, starting lap 128. 73 laps remaining, so we will have one more stop, I would say. So the 29 and 91 continue to lead this race and doing a great job, and they're just running their own line and passing cars when they catch them. Everyone's doing a great job giving them the line. There we see the 18 of Robert Bocum trying to catch back up to these two. Of course, Robert may be on a little different strategy now. What surprised me at all, there we see Sean Johnson, Mark DeSenza, and Guy Petra. You see Guy Petra is our 6th place car, but he's over 10 seconds behind the leaders. All the way back to Ken Hansen in 10th, who's in danger of going a lap down now. As we go back up, we see the leaders. There we see Ken Hansen getting into the turn, and now the leader's getting in. So Ken watching those leaders in his mirror, and 10th place car in danger of going a lap down. Ken Shea making a move to the inside of Jeff Hale, and Ken Shea will take the lead. Yes, he will, and so another lead change here. And Ken Shea will lead for the first time. Let's see, will he lead at the line? Jeff Hale battling back. And Ken Shea leads his first lap, so we have an official lead change. 91 has taken the lead from the 29. The 18 of Robert Bocum looking to gain ground, and he has. So as those guys raced and positions changed, Robert Bocum gained ground. He's still in 3rd, but he's closing in. He's less than a second behind now, and he's closing in on the 29 car. Of course, Jeff Hale was one of the early pit stop cars, so I expect to see him in again earlier than the rest. Right now, the 91 is our leader. 108, excuse me, the 29 and the 18 battling now for the 2nd position. I think Robert Bocum will be able to take this position from him. Looks like Jeff's car just might be used up a touch right now, and I think he wants to take it easy. So no fighting there for that position. There you see 1, 2, 3. Ken Shea now is our leader. Robert Bocum 2nd. Jeff Hale 3rd. 5 of Sean Johnson. Also on the lead lap, there we see some guys a lap down. Back to Mark DeSenza, so a little gap there of 6 seconds, and then another 2.5 from the 6th to Guy Petra. 88 Joe Cutter showing in 7th. There's a 54 Bill Yarbrough, Steve Weber in the top 10, and there's trying to find Ken. There we see Ken. He's managed to do what he needs to do. He's on the lead lap. He's 22 seconds behind though. Everyone else a lap down. 44, 108, 30, 43, and the 99 are all laps down. We're on lap 138 of 200 here at FSB. Thanks for joining us. Some great racing at the front here that we've been witnessing. Coming through, scrolling through the field now. See car, Ken Hansen, still valiantly battling on the lead lap. Let's see if we can get a... getting a shot here, looking back at the leaders. Ken Hansen, we see there was a lead change there. Let's get back to that. Of course, right when I switch cameras, of course, there's a major lead change. And yes, Robert Bokum has passed Ken Shea for the lead. So lead has changed hands once again. Robert Bokum has led several times in this race, and now he leads again with just 60 laps remaining. Checking in on the third place car, Jeff Hale. He's got his hands full here. The 44 is a lap down, but the 5 of Sean Johnson is not. So we're about to see a battle for the third position here. Sean wants it. Jeff's car looks like the tires might be giving up a little on him. So he's going to be thinking about another stop here. 59 laps remaining. Still too many laps. I think it's about 40, low 40s. So that would have to be about 20 more laps, let's say, or a little less than 20 laps. But right now, Jeff Hale and the 5 of Sean Johnson are battling for that third position. As they battle, trying to find Mark DeSenza and see if he can take advantage of this. You can see there's a big gap still between Sean and Mark, and that's about a little under 10 seconds. But the 29 and the 5 now battling side by side. Sean wants to take the position, and he does momentarily. Let's see what happens here. 29 bounces back up outside. Okay, so we continue on here. Green flag racing. Lap 146 to 200. We're watching Jeff Hale here, trying to keep in contact. He's was battling for the lead, and now he's slipping back to fourth. And Sean Johnson has taken over that third position. But he's 5 seconds behind our leaders, and there they are. And there we see Ken Hansen battling to stay on the lead lap as well. So let's take a look at this. Ken really battling well from that initial incident. We see cars, 30 car down low there, giving ground. In fact, the 9 car took a little evasive action there, but now everything's okay. Looking for Mark Copper. You see the 18 closing in on the 9 car, Ken Shea, trying to take advantage of this. You can see we're getting a little